While OnePlus has come to releasing two phones at the same time now, they consistently seem to make one obsolete with the other. This time around it's the cheaper variant that should have all your attention though. Hey, I'm Brian and this is the OnePlus 7T review. OnePlus has changed their packaging quite a bit this time around with this huge and long box. I'm a fan though, but you don't get anything else than the warp charger, USB-C cable, as well as a free clear case despite the big box. While the 7 Pro went all in with its design, the 7T is more utilitarian with its known but a lot smaller water drop notch and the chin at the bottom. Not too dissimilar from the 6T. It does come in this nice blue color now as well that was previously reserved for the Pro. It's a bit lighter here and I think it looks very nice. It isn't as matte as it used to be either, which does have the negative effect of being less soft and attracting fingerprints. And then there's that huge camera bump on the back. I don't think it looks that elegant and it also doesn't make any sense within their own design language, but it's less offensive than you might think at first sight. It's very thick though and can only be made flush with a similarly thick case. As OnePlus phones are, it's a large device but not as unwieldy and heavy as the 7 Pro. The 6.55-inch display on the front is almost as large though, and besides being bright and sharp, and offering the great colors and deep blacks of an OLED, it also features the standout feature of the 7 Pro, the 90Hz refresh rate. It's the extra icing on the cake when it comes to the smooth software experience on this phone when coupled with the stock Android skin and high-end hardware. Scrolling is a joy, animations flow like butter. But as I said before, while it does make a noticeable difference, and when I can have a phone at a certain price point with it, I wouldn't want to settle for something else, it doesn't make 60Hz feel choppy. Apart from this, what you lose from the Pro are the curved edges and the Quad HD resolution. But I would honestly see both of these as positives, since the edge rejection and distortion were quite poor on the Pro, and the still plenty sharp Full HD Plus resolution does contribute to battery life. It's a bit better than on the Pro, with closer to 7 hours of screen on time with my usage. And topping it up quickly is no problem thanks to Warp Charge 30T. I didn't think this was possible, but it's still better than before, with 15% in 5 minutes and 75% in half an hour. Unreal. But there is still no wireless charging. Xiaomi offers this in their Mi 9 for €100 less. Come on, OnePlus. We covered the fast display, fast charging, and now we come to the fast internals. With 8GB of RAM and the Snapdragon 855 Plus, this phone just flies through Android 10. No stutters, no hiccups, no reloading of apps. There are really zero occasions where it breaks a sweat. This has always been the standout feature of OnePlus phones and it's no different here, just even better. This is also thanks to the UFS 3 storage inside that you can either get in 128GB or 256GB if you import the 7T from China, for example through Trading Shenzhen. This is what I would recommend anyway, since apart from giving you twice the storage, it also saves you about 25%, making this phone an unbelievable deal. Together with Motorola's, OnePlus is my favorite Android skin around. Tons of customization with the system-wide dark mode, useful gestures, and of course the stock Android look. But I do also have to criticize here. Gesture navigation is worse than before, with them adopting the back gesture from Android 10 that makes opening side menus a nightmare. Why, OnePlus? And while ambient display is cool to show you the time and notifications, I wish it was always on. This would also save you from having to tap the screen before being able to use the under-screen fingerprint sensor, and would make the fastest one on any phone even faster. Thanks to the selfie camera being not hidden, you can also use Face Unlock again, which now works from more angles and is so fast that it bypasses the lock screen. Said selfie camera being in a notch does make you lose out on the unobstructed screen, yes, but it probably contributes to water resistance. I wish it was also certified for that, but OnePlus phones are pretty well known for surviving full submersion. The speakers are a stereo pair, but while good, they do tend to be a bit tinnier than on other phones. The handy but non-remappable alert slider and dual SIM support are still here, just like the headphone jack is not. Let's finally turn to that big blob on the back. In it, you get basically the same triple camera setup as on the Pro, with a main 48MP f1.6 sensor, a 117° 16MP wide angle, and a 12MP 2x telephoto. Yes, the Pro does have a 3x zoom, but that one is actually just a 13MP sensor with the 2x lens being digitally cropped in. So you basically have the exact same physical setup here, minus the automatic crop. The wide angle isn't as soft as it was on the 7 Pro, but the telephoto continues to be. In general, the story here is very similar to the one told with the Pro. You have shots that are very contrasty, but a bit too warm and saturated, making it a middle ground between a Samsung and a Pixel look. This means it's great for taking pictures of food, but a bit unnatural in most other situations. It does give you a good result every time, but you won't be blown away by it like you are with the new iPhone or Pixel, which takes way more dramatic but still naturally colored shots. Low-light photos are very respectable, but in true darkness, Nightscape can't quite keep up with Night Sight, because while still sharp and contrasty, it can't pull as much info out of the shadows. Bokeh is fine, but not too pronounced, and selfies on the front camera lack color, which is interesting given the back cameras are rather oversaturated. Video at 4K 60 is nice, but not on the level of the iPhone in terms of stabilization, and there's still super slow motion. Bravo OnePlus, you fixed my biggest complaint with the Pro version, the price. And by doing that, you made said phone completely obsolete. The 7T now has all the main selling points of the Pro, the 90Hz screen, the triple camera system, even the new vibration motor, making the only difference the bigger and sharper curved display. And save for the notch, I would even see that as a positive, because it means a more manageable size, better battery life, and a flat display. It just doesn't make any sense to pay almost 200 euros more for the Pro version. Now we know which OnePlus phone you should buy, but should you buy the 7T at all? Absolutely. When you import it, this phone costs 450 euros. That's a steal, and for this price I basically can't find any complaints. Sure, there are phones with better cameras, but they also cost double, save for the Pixel 3a. And the camera is still good, while everything from the fingerprint sensor to charging and the display is super fast. This doesn't mean that every other phone is obsolete, especially the Pixel 3a sticks out as a more affordable option with a bigger focus on camera quality. But this is the Android phone to beat if you want the best possible experience at a still affordable price point, with only the lack of wireless charging and proper water resistance keeping it from being perfect. At $599 that would be a different story, but why pay that? Thanks to Trading Shenzhen for the OnePlus 7T, which was bought at a cheaper price thanks to the cooperation, and thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you know which buttons to press, and don't forget to press that follow button on Twitter. I'm Brian, and I'll see you in the next one.